By the time you hear this, I'll probably be dead. Or worse. There are definitely worse things. This one ends with me staring at a shovel I don't remember buying. Dirt under my fingernails I can't explain. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start at the party. The party at Cheever Lane started the way every high school disaster starts. Too many bodies, not enough air. The kind of bass that rattles your teeth loose. I was 17, 6'2", 220. The kind of build that makes people hand you drinks whether you want them or not. So they handed me drinks. The house was a Victorian nightmare. Peeling paint, crooked shutters. The whole thing tilted slightly to the left, like it was trying to lean away from what was about to happen inside it. Drunk girls everywhere. Music you felt in your chest. No one paying attention to anything. I don't remember walking in, just suddenly being inside. The crowd pressing in, a red cup in my hand, and that smell. Cheap beer, sweat, a sickly pine cleaner underneath everything. That smell still gets me sometimes. In hospital corridors, police stations, in places I ended up because of what happened next. Brooke was standing by the refrigerator when I first saw her. Pale skin, dark hair, her arms crossed over her chest like she was cold, even though the house was sweltering. She had this look on her face, not scared exactly, more like she was bracing for impact, like she already knew something bad was coming. I told myself I was being friendly when I walked over, just talking, just being nice. I'm going to skip ahead now, not because I don't remember. I remember plenty. The hallway, the door, the way she said my name, and then the word, stop. I remember that word perfectly, crystal clear, the way it cracked in the middle, like her voice couldn't quite hold it together. I didn't stop. That's the part that never blurs. The part that wakes me up at 3 a.m, sheets soaked, heart slamming. That's the part the mirrors won't let me forget. I woke up the next morning on someone's couch. Sunlight cutting through the blinds like a knife. My head was pounding. My mouth tasted like copper, and there was pressure in my chest. I went home. I showered. I stared at myself in the bathroom mirror for a long time. My reflection looked back. It didn't blink when I blinked. For the first few days, I convinced myself everything was fine. No texts from Brooke. No rumors at school. No sideways glances in the hallway. See, that's the thing about being the kind of guy I was. Broad shoulders, football roster, dad's a cop. Nobody asks questions. Nobody wants to. Silence felt like permission. I told myself that over and over. If it was really that bad, someone would say something. Then someone did. I was upstairs when the doorbell rang. I heard my dad's voice first. That careful, controlled cop voice he uses when he's talking to someone he doesn't trust. Then a woman's voice, low, measured, the kind of calm that feels like a held breath. I crept to the top of the stairs and caught fragments. Your son, Brooke, that night. My dad's voice hardened. I'd heard him use that tone exactly twice before. Once with a reporter, once with the guy who rear-ended my mom's car. My son has a future, he said, and if something had really happened, we would have heard by now. The door closed hard. That night, my dad came to my room. He didn't ask me anything. He just told me what to do. Stay quiet. Don't engage. Don't give anyone ammunition. Girls regret things, he said. That's all this is. I nodded. Not because I believed him, because it was easier than the truth. Brooke stopped coming to school 3 days later. Her seat stayed empty. Nobody mentioned her name. It was like she'd been erased, not just from the building, but from everyone's memory. Everyone's except mine, because that's when the mirrors started. The first time I was brushing my teeth, I glanced up and my reflection was wrong. Just slightly. The angle of the head, the set of the shoulders. It lasted maybe half a second, then everything snapped back to normal. I told myself I was tired. The second time I was washing my hands in the school bathroom, I looked up and the reflection looked back, but it didn't move when I moved. It just stood there, hands at its sides, watching me with an expression I couldn't read. Then it smiled. I left without drying my hands. The dreams started that same week. Always the party, always that hallway, always Brooke's voice cracking on that single word. But now there was something else. A woman standing in the corner of the room, older, dark hair threaded with silver, a face like carved stone. She never spoke, she just watched. And when I woke up gasping, I could still feel her eyes on me. Guilt is a stomach thing, a churning, clenching weight that makes you not want to eat. It makes you stare at ceilings. It makes you flinch when someone says your name. But this wasn't guilt. This was something with teeth. My mom took me to a movie a few weeks later. I think she was worried about me. I'd stopped sleeping, stopped eating. My grades had cratered. The theater was half empty. The film was some moody thriller, all shadows and long silences. I didn't pay attention. I couldn't, because there was a girl sitting next to me. Black hair, pale skin, her face hidden under layers of makeup that couldn't quite conceal the hollows under her eyes. She never looked at me, not once. She just sat there, rigid. On screen, a character said something I couldn't make out. The girl whispered, barely audible, "Stop." I bolted. In the bathroom, the mirror was waiting. My reflection stood perfectly still, and behind it was the woman, the one from my dreams. She tilted her head, studying me. I ran back to my seat. The girl was gone, but there was a smear of black makeup on the armrest, a faint dark streak on my sleeve. When we got home, I locked myself in my room and covered every reflective surface I could find. I tried everything: sleeping pills, therapy. I even went to a priest, tried to confess, but the words kept getting stuck. Nothing worked. The mirrors found me anyway, in windows, in car doors, in the dark screens of dead phones. My reflection always watching, the woman always behind me. I ran, packed a bag, told my mom I was staying with a friend, drove until I found a motel so run down it looked like it was dying by inches. The mirror in the bathroom was cracked. I turned it to face the wall. I sat on the bed and waited. For a while, nothing happened. The silence was almost peaceful. Then I heard the bathroom door creak. I looked. My reflection stood in the glass, clear, sharp, and behind it was her, watching, waiting. I must have blacked out. When I woke up, sunlight was streaming through the curtains, and I knew what I had to do. I told my parents everything. My mom was pissed. She drove me to Brooke's house. The whole ride, her hands were shaking on the wheel. Brooke answered the door. She looked different, older, harder, like the last few weeks had carved something out of her. I told her I was sorry, told her what happened, told her I was ready to go to the police and face whatever came next. She stared at me for a long moment. Then she said, "I don't know what you're talking about." My stomach dropped. "We didn't even talk at that party," she said. "You must have me confused with someone else." I should have felt relieved. I should have walked away, told myself I'd been wrong all along, let it go. But I saw what was on her mantle. Stones arranged in a careful pattern, candles burned down to nothing, lines carved into old wood, symbols I didn't recognize, and a photograph, Brooke, smiling at the camera. And next to her was the woman from my mirrors. That night, I stood in my bathroom and stared at my reflection. "What do you want?" I whispered. The reflection flickered, and for just a moment, it wasn't my face anymore. It was Brooke's. Pale, dark hair spread across a pillow, lips moving, forming a single word. "Stop." I understand now. This was never about forgiveness. It was never about guilt. It was about truth. Making sure I never forget. Making sure I never look away. Brooke might deny it. The world might move on. My father might cover it up. But the mirrors remember. She made sure of that. I don't know who the woman is. Brooke's mother, something older, something called into being by anger and grief and the need to make someone see. It doesn't matter. What matters is this. I carry what I did inside me now. Not just the memory, the weight of it, burned into me, inescapable. Every reflective surface is a reminder. Every mirror is a witness. That was 3 months ago. Last week I saw Brooke's obituary in the paper. She killed herself. Pills. The article said she'd been struggling, said she'd withdrawn from everyone, said she left a note, but the family asked that it remain private. I read it 4 times. Then I looked up. The woman was in my window. Not behind me this time, next to me, and she was smiling. I went to the funeral. I don't know why. I stood in the back and kept my head down. Brooke's mother was at the front, shaking hands, accepting condolences. When I walked past her, she grabbed my wrist, pulled me close, and whispered, "Thank you." I froze. Her eyes were grateful, not angry, not grieving, satisfied. She forgot, the mother said. For a while, she actually forgot what you did to her. Started blaming herself. Started thinking she was crazy. Her grip tightened. I couldn't let her live like that. So I made you remember instead. Made you carry it. Thought that would be enough. She leaned closer. Her breath was cold, but it wasn't enough. It's never enough. So I helped her let go. I stumbled backward. People stared. Brooke's mother just smiled and turned away. That night I went to the police. Told them everything. The party, Brooke, what her mother said at the funeral. They took my statement. Then they told me Brooke's mother died 6 years ago. Car accident. Brooke was in the passenger seat. She survived. Her mother didn't. I don't look in mirrors anymore. But it doesn't matter, because now I see 2 of them, the mother and Brooke, standing behind me, side by side, waiting. Last night one of them spoke. I couldn't tell which. She said, "You're almost ready." I don't know what that means, but I woke up this morning with dirt under my fingernails and a shovel in my closet that wasn't there before.